Alright everyone, it is me, Junson Chan, and I finally got around doing all my maintenance stuff, I believe. It's not too bad. Just checking to make sure the IP address isn't going to get exposed here, because I literally just fired this up, because, kind of just woke up. I had an okay night's sleep. For some reason, I had a lot of energy, but I didn't do any late night snacking last night, so, I don't know, I even lifted weights yesterday, too, so... I don't know. I don't know. Either way, I think today will be a short video. I didn't really do any Playmaker stuff because it was Friday, so I was really playing a lot of Tarkov. Like, now that they finally adjusted the weight system, it's actually nice because we're all getting our stuff back. So, in a way, it's definitely a pretty big buff. So it's because what I was going to do in my game was there's not going to be an insurance system, but instead what will happen is you just don't lose your equipped gear, and then the secure container parts you basically keep. I have to figure out how to deal with disconnectors because I want to make it so that you can't disconnect. You wind up coming back into the game, and you can't do anything else until you get back into that game. So I have to figure out how that happens. So either you die or you extract with it. So I kind of have to like figure out how that's going to work. Whatchamacallit. Also, I kind of want to nerf the secure container part too, as well. So like maybe like the first few slots you can come out with gear, but then if you die, you lose the other stuff. It won't be lootable, but it'll just simply be lost forever. So there's like a huge incentive to extract successfully. So that way, disconnectors just will, not be able to abuse it, or they don't do what I'm doing, which is being like collect all the loot in my container, and then I find the nearest thing like barbed wire and get myself killed, and that's and I keep all my stuff. So it takes an exploiter to know how to deal with the exploiters, right? That's why some of the best anti-cheaters, the coders, are people who make hacks themselves, because you have to know the mindset, because they'll never go away, but you can mitigate the effects of it. So that's what I'm doing. So anyway, Bitcoin searches have been skyrocketing worldwide. Now it's actually at 15, which is pretty interesting. And this was despite crypto going down to like total dog crap. Now it's the weekend, so I'm not quite sure. Because as I said yesterday, it's kind of confusing because it's the weekend. So we don't have any, so the markets are closed because today is Saturday. But for now, it looks like a dead cat bounce. However, it could be the bottom of the correction. We just don't know because we need the markets open. So cryptocurrency seems to be just flatlining because they don't know what to do either. So that's kind of interesting. Now, Bitcoin Dow is at 63.9%, 24-hour volume's at 162.2 billion. So it's pretty modest. Yesterday was like an all-time, like the highest I've ever seen it ever since I started looking at the coin market cap, like 285 billion or something like that. It was crazy. It was like a frenzy. And we like frenzies, we like frenzies because that's where you make all your money. Whether it's going up and you just sell at the top, or it's crashing, right? That's a frenzy too. We call it panic selling. Then you just buy up shit for cheap. That's what I did, right? I bought up 38 Litecoin after fees, right? That's $1,500 down the drain. And then I bought like 62 shares of AMZA and the rest into MRRL. I forgot how many shares I bought. Then I bought 227 shares of MRRL. It was like stupid cheap. It was so stupid cheap. Let's see. What did it close at yesterday? 589. Let's just do 5 day. So I probably bought somewhere around the 530, 510 mark, I think. So it's up a little bit. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the thing here soon. So Bitcoin's at 53.78. It's just chilling here. Litecoin's at 35.43. It's actually gone down a little bit, so I could have gotten it a little cheaper. So this is interesting. The crypto markets think we should get ready to crash even more. So I find that interesting. 208.5 million market cap for Dogecoin. Not much changes there. Because again, the coronavirus is now starting to reach peak cases throughout the whole world. We're also shutting down a lot of economic activity. So there's going to be a lot of short-term damage to the economy. So that's what's being priced into these prices right now. So that's why we're not quite out of the correction territory yet. However, the most important thing is a bear market, I think, we can avert a bear market, because that's what we don't want. Because then, you know, because I really want a bull market so I can like start selling all the stuff that I've been accumulating, all right, for years, right? I really don't want to wait another year or two. I'm actually gonna have to go back and get like, you know, extra work again or something. And I mean, as much as I like doing extra work, I just don't feel like getting a job. I'd rather do this shit all day, you know. And it's more important too because I need to, you know, code and work on the game. Steam's at 13.70 cents, so again, a little flatlining. So I don't know what this Komodo shit is, but pretty much everyone's basically flatlined, as you can see on the right-hand side. So right now it's a wait and see mode, but there's definitely a possibility that people still think things will crash. Now, the good news is the equity markets yesterday pretty much completely eliminated the losses from the day before. So that would be on a Thursday. So basically, it's as if nothing happened. Apple announces plan to shutter all its retail stores outside of China until March 27th. Well, that's interesting. They're shutting down all the stores in the world except the ones in China. That's hilarious. Right? And China is like the center of all the outbreak. But China more or less has kind of contained it, and now their cases are starting to drop. You know, they're actually starting to close down their temporary hospitals. So, interesting. Okay. Scales down, Berkshire meeting. Carl says some stocks are being given away. He's actually correct. It's being given away. I mean, to me, MRL is being given away. It's basically it's a 43% dividend yield right now. It's like, would you like free money? Would you like $1 million for free for the rest of your life? Yes, please. Well, not rest of your life. MRL expires 2042, but that's another 22 years from now. So I'm going to be enjoying those sweet, sweet dividends for a long time, as long as the real estate market doesn't die. You know, because we already had the 2008-2009 crash, a lot of reform actually was done in the banking, derivatives, and lending. Whatchamacallit. Part of the reason why I need a lot of money for my commercial real estate is because the standards are higher, and because all the banks are paranoid about repeating 2009. So it's good in that case, right? Because it's stable, but it's bad for new people like me because it's like, okay, I got to come up with a lot more money. Right, so you know I have to do at least 30-40%. But if I buy in Tampa, Florida, or maybe even Miami, it's gonna be like at least half the cost of New York City. So in New York City, I would need like $2, $3, $4, $5 million. That same building will only cost me like $1 to $2.5 million. I can do $2.5 million pretty easily. You know, once the Bitcoin skyrockets to like $1 million or $500,000 or whatever. You know, so it's gonna be pretty good. So far, not really much to really look at. So people are just unsure. JMC is back down to 5 to 6. Not a whole lot going on, but there was a lot of trading activity yesterday. It was as high as 7, so a lot of buying, a lot of selling. 404 coins seen some improvement finally, 6 to 7. I suspect it's because this has gone down so much that it's time for 404 coin to shine a little bit longer. So 6 to 7, so not too bad. I'm enjoying. I'm mining that Litecoin and Bitcoin quite cost effectively. So 67 to 70 is 2x2 coins. Pretty stable here too. And compound coins at 52.63 to 6,600 satoshis of a Dogecoin. So I decided to just buy some more Steam yesterday too. So I managed to get some of that because I figured if Steam becomes $60 a piece. At the bull run peak, that means if I had 1,000 Steam coins, I now have 60,000, right? Or is it 600? Oh, for some reason I'm having because I cleared a cache. Web calc 2. For some reason I'm having a lot of trouble with 60 times 1,000. Yeah, 60 times. Yeah, that is 60,000. Also, why is this thing not going anywhere? Yeah, 60 grand, isn't it? Right. And if I had 10,000 coins, which I'll definitely have, that's 600 grand. Right. I have an asset that's worth 600 grand, producing me like 12 to 13% APR a year. So let's see, 600 grand times 0.125. So that's 12.5% APR. That means every year my Steam would be producing $75,000 worth of Steam coins. which is really good. That's actually like a really high-paying middle-class job. That's like a upper middle-class salary, yeah. I don't have to do anything for it. Of course, this is bull run peak, so this is obviously going to go way down to like its real value, which is probably going to be like 80% of this value, right? No, or it'll be 20 to 30% of this value, which is still pretty good. That means I get like 1,500 to 22,500 bucks a year doing nothing. So and that's just from Steam. So that's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Of course, I'll have to keep compounding. So I'll be I'll probably just do 50-50 just to keep it simple. All right, anyway, so like I said, I want to keep this video short. There's really not much to really whatever, because I just don't care about this. Bitcoin for the coronavirus test. Yep. See, everything was going down, including cryptocurrency. So all that bullshit about it's a hedge, it's the same thing that happened with gold and silver. It's just bullshit. It's all whatever people feel like. All right. The true hedge that I know that still works is you get out of all assets and you go into cash. That's why everyone panic sells, right? Because even professionals do it because they're willing to gamble. And then when everything drops in prices like a crazy amount, then they take all the cash that they got when they dumped during the panic selling and they buy at the bottom. And that's basically what happened yesterday. Everybody took cash on Thursday and tanked the markets like 2,000 points on the Dow and whatever on the NASDAQ and S&P. And then Friday morning, the first thing they did, even before the markets opened to the whole world, they started panic buying. It's not even panic buying. It's like, we're just gonna buy up a lot of shit, because I knew I was buying up a lot of shit. So, Bitcoin loses half value in a 2-day plunge. Blah, 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 blah. Bitcoin R stumbles upon 8 million stash from 2010, sells before crash. Wow. Well, you're a lucky son of a bitch. Let's see. I kind of like this article. Okay, I don't want to go directly to there. I want to keep this window open. So we'll just use that for the... And the popular conditions, Bitcoin, Tony, I don't care about him. Bitcoin price actually lingers. He's definitely got to be part of the global. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about Tony Vase. New York regulator sends letter to Coinbase, Ripple, Square requesting coronavirus preparedness plan. God, I really just can't stand. I mean, I guess I understand why they do it, but it's just like, okay. I mean, they're already telecommunicating, like, doing everything online. Well, what more do you want from them? Crypto whale calls Bitcoin halving. Pump a fairy tale says only one thing will turn the market around. He's retarded too. Crypto developer says he has coronavirus. Sorry, that's from yesterday. Okay, so the other thing we'll just read is this one. All right, so he found his $8 million stash of Bitcoin and then he sold it before the crash. It's an old wallet in addition to many Bitcoin forks. It was posted on Bitcoin Talk by Stealth to grow newbie making their first return of crypto after a lot of hiatus, seeking advice on accessing old Bitcoin stash on a thumb drive. Who am I soon claiming to have mined some Bitcoin a long time ago using GPU recently located the wallet I found on a USB storage device. Because the user they would be able to access some of 4 coins writing. Holy shit. Yeah, he gets a lot of 4 coins. Hey, over to that, it's all great. Return I can't see uploading my shit. Posted to be liquid. The holdings prior to March 13th, meaning that they've cashed out at the 75 to 8K range, equating to $7.5 to $8 million. Well, the corresponding BCH and BSV 4 coins would have been 500K to their payday. Wow. So this guy made $8 to $9 million. Damn, not bad. Not bad. Shit, I wish I took it more seriously, because then I could be this asshole. Right? I'd be on a plane to Tampa right now. I wouldn't give a shit about coronavirus, right? I buy the house all cash. I lowball them like 20-30%. It's like, hey, we don't need a loan. I can just buy your house right now. It's like, okay. Well, in that case, I'll put a lot of cash down and get a really good mortgage rate, right? Just buy the house now, and then freaking, yeah, I just buy up like, actually with $8 million in cash, I could spend $6 million of it. I keep the other $2 million in reserve. I'll actually have to pay taxes too, right? So, okay, so I'd say I probably lose $1 million in taxes. Let's just say, right? And then, well, actually, I don't know. Yeah, it would definitely be a capital gains 20%. So yeah, I want to only pay $1 million in cash because technically I waited 10 years. So that's more than 1 year, right? Because to qualify for a capital gains tax, it's 365 days minimum that you hold it. That's why I have a special Litecoin account that, of course, I hold the control over. That you can clearly track and see the date that it was received. So that when I claim it, I'll just tell. Then the IRS is like, okay, show me proof that you held it for longer than a year, and then they'll see that. It's like, okay. So whatchamacallit, yeah. So anyway, yeah, I'd take my 5 million. I'd probably buy like 60. I don't know, I could probably, if I worked really hard at it, I could probably get like 100 to 120 units worth of real estate. So that's 100 to 120 apartments, right, in an apartment building, and then live La Vida Loca at that point. Plus, there's a lot more conservative girls in Florida, obviously. So it's definitely dating prospects would be a lot better. Though I probably would avoid Miami. That's the thing. That tends to be like 70% Democrat. So it's like, what? I just don't want to deal with, being in New York City. That's the whole point. However, I were to hold like, conventions, I probably would have to hold it in Miami because the last thing I want is because people are going to dress up and I don't want those stupid locals or the cops to just assume everyone's got like, weapons and shit and start stopping everybody. I'll have to look into that eventually though. But that's like 10, 15, 20 years down the line. Because I would like to hold my own PAX style video game convention too. Bitcoin milestones upon $1 million stash. Yeah, because like what I would do is first we'll have like BlizzCon, right? Blizzard has like all their Blizzard stuff. So in my case, I would have the name of, and I'm not going to reveal it because I didn't copyright it yet, but I have the name of my convention. And then in addition to all the events from my games and the tournaments, we'll just invite other people to showcase their other shit. I wouldn't care, so because, I'm a gamer ultimately, like my first experience was like 2-3 years old. I was like, I barely learned English. And the first thing I asked my brothers at the time was like, hey, how do I play this game on the Commodore 64? Right? I didn't know it was called a Commodore 64. I just called it a computer, right? And it's like, how to play computer game. That's literally why I learned English, right? So those are the days. I don't even remember the name of the game. I remember the image. It's like this really ugly pixelated like fighting game. But I like the way that they made the music and, they spawn in your avatar. So anyway, good on him. I mean, right now there's not really much to do. I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens on Monday. But for now, we're not. Based on what I'm seeing here, everyone's quite unsure. Oh, there was something I did want to take a look at though. Let me see. We do need to see. 489 states, Apple shuts down. Washington Center swaying and frustrated by Trump's coronavirus response. Well, that's just political stuff. House passes aid package after Trump declares national aid. Okay, so they finally passed the package because the Democrats were holding us up on that. Or was it it was the Democrat Senate. I don't know. Like one of them was holding us up. Trump said he's waiving federal student loan interest due to coronavirus. Here's I actually want to read this because this affects me personally. My bills are already pretty cheap anyway, so how long can but this is a really good step for Trump. Like he's actually moving towards debt forgiveness. That's a big topic. If Trump wants to win the young vote, this is how he does it. How long can a coronavirus? Okay, we don't know. A newborn baby test positive for coronavirus in London. Apple, Fox Business benches Trish Regan after outcry over comments. Yep, this is karma. This is what I actually like her. Obviously, she's hot, but she attacked Nick Fuentes and the Groypers. That's unacceptable. So, what is it? Begone thought. Yep, begone thought. Hopefully, she's learned her lesson. Coronavirus in Italy is like a world war as death toll soars. Yeah, well, this is 12 hours ago, so whatever. But yeah, Italy is completely fucked. They're completely fucked. What's worse is, well, on the one hand, it damages the establishment in Italy, right? But the problem is Salvini didn't look like he really knew any better either. And the other thing is, it's a lot of old people that are going to die in Italy. So, I guess in a way that, that might open up Italy to change back towards the right wing. But we'll have to see, because once we have to wait till the coronavirus shit is gone, and then we'll see what the aftermath is. Trump said he's waving the thing. Hey, they're pretty attractive looking. I still wouldn't sleep with them though, because they write for CNN, so I have to assume that they would accuse me of false rape accusations unless they could clearly demonstrate otherwise. Trump announced new measures on Friday. I would be interested in until further notice. Okay, good. See, what's interesting is he said until further notice. So if Trump is smart, which he has so far demonstrated that he finally is, I mean, he is smart, but he's just slow to act. I think that's what it is. Right? But at least he gets it done eventually. That's what ultimately matters. Further notice could basically mean after the election. That's exactly what you do. Get the vote, and then you raise the interest or restore it. Other new part, 8th Bureau of the Federal Kudos and Income-Driven Repayment Plans, IDR. That's actually me, because I'm in an IDR and in forbearance. We'll have interest waived until the temporary policy ends. So they did say it's temporary. Now they said it's waived. It's automatic, so that's good. It's next week. So yeah, my payments are pretty much the same as it was before. Invoking the Stafford Act will confer a new authority. The HHS, Alex Lazar. Oil has tumbled. We're going to fill up. It's a good time to fill up. Trump set up strategic crude oil reserves. Yeah, basically, crude oil is free, so you might as well buy. Now's the time to buy, right? You know, because if you didn't buy yesterday, I hate to tell you this, you just basically missed the boat. Now, with that being said, as long as Monday, if you're comfortable with the prices, you could try buying. Just bear in mind that we still don't know if there's going to be another correction down to 66% level, because that's what I'm eyeing. I don't think the bear market is going to be a problem. Because I do want to wrap up this video. Let's see. Social distance. That's actually true. You should maintain your distance. Don't be disrespectful and rude, but just try to, if you as long, I mean, I live in New York City, so everything's fucking crowded and shit, but it's like, yeah, if there's space, use it, right? Like you have a whole, it's like, like in Italy or anywhere in Europe, right? Yeah, see, I finally trained myself to use this tissue to scratch my face, or my nose in this case. We're going to stay with a full report later. Big sorry the history of yesterday. I'm not going to retweet this because you still want to be focusing on coronavirus shit. Caddis was great, sure. Of course. I don't feel like going. Okay, we're going to go to Nick Fuentes. I'm kind of curious. Great, Nick Fuentes, Twitter. Let me see if he has not said anything. Okay. And Julian probably after being inebriated, hotel police say a man was treated for possible drug overdose. Globes are how to blame Trout, how to play race code. He's up for what? Don't care. I don't care. Big relief. People pulled together. We'll see. Well, all right. We'll do that. Yeah, because right now is not a time to really politicize this. Right? It's not a whole lot. We just need to, actually get it done. Let's see. Was right to restrict travel from China in January. Now there's more evidence that Trump made the right call to restrict travel a year or two. Europe is not the epicenter. Yeah, I mean, it's basically too late, especially because of Italy. All right. And the reason why Italy has that problem is because there are Chinese workers in Italy that are directly from Wuhan that are flying back and forth. And by the time they found out what went wrong, yeah, all hell broke loose. And that's why Italy's completely infected. Let's see. Trump Kennedy. Not a really big one. Is it this one? No, I caught the tail end. Mike Pence first. Fake news terrorists. Shake your hand. There's one that's actually doing really well. I really like this, but it's really loud. State games. Brazil tested. Oh, man. Here we go. This one has a lot. It's right here. I replied to someone here. Let's see. Trump is going to do a reveal executive order to America's allowance in China for med supplies. Oh, wait, this is a different one. But yeah, this thing has been biting us in the ass for decades. So it does pretty well. What's the one I'm looking for? Making money. Here we go. This is the one I was looking for. When we game developers open up our games to China, influx of Chinese players come and basically take over the servers because game devs want big Chinese cash, which ruins the game. Atlas, PUBG, etc. I ran out of space. I'm going to put it in Escape from Tarkov. Now we'll see what happens when you do it in other industries. And this is in response to this, where many Italians in Northern Italy sold their other goods and textile companies to China. Italy then allowed 100,000 Chinese people from Wuhan, Wenzhou province to move to Italy to work in these factories with direct Wuhan flights. And this is the result. Northern Italy is Europe's hotspot for Wuhan virus. So what's interesting is Switzerland does not, I didn't know, oh, they're having a pretty big border at Switzerland, but it's pretty mountainous, so it's very hard to actually get through. So they probably closed their borders. Then you have the Eastern European countries. They're also probably closed their borders. That's kind of interesting too. So border controls do work. I'm just curious, how much did this get? It's got an unusually large amount of activity. All right, that's pretty good considering that this account hardly gets shit. So, but yeah, this is exactly what happens. And I'm gonna have to deal with this problem too, because even if I try, because at first I'll try to restrict South Korea. Well, South Korea is not as bad as China, right? But you know, the problem is China specifically. They have a law that basically encourages Chinese citizens to exploit non-Chinese citizen. Basically, everybody outside of China is considered a foreigner, including other Chinese people living outside of China. So you're considered a foreigner, and they say go and pillage and loot their shit, you know, and bring it back home to China. So yeah, it's a real problem. So I have to figure out how to deal with it. And right now, the exploiters are going ham on Escape from Tarkov, but they're getting blunted because I actually was watching a YouTube guy that was like looking for exploits too. So now a bunch, and then I saw Deadly Slop kill an exploiter. So he was level 2 as a new account, and he just had a Chinese name. So, and he was at the entrance to the exploit area. So it's yep. So anyway, Bitcoin Wire stumbles upon, oh wait, we already did that. So, oh, thank God. All right, so anyway, I need to wrap this up. So if you like what you saw, read, or heard, hit the like button, the follow button, or subscribe button from wherever you're watching this from, or on my YouTubes at youtube.com/JMC Radio. Thank you to one person that's subscribed. So make sure you smash that subscribe button on the right-hand side of this page so we can get this channel to continue growing. I'm honestly done for the day. I want to watch more Tarkov stuff. I gotta lift weights. Whatchamacallit? I'm really tempted to play, but I don't know. I think I should just lift weights and then just start doing Playmaker stuff. Maybe tomorrow I can actually just play early, but I mean, it's a Sunday, so it's still getting kind of crowded. I don't know. We'll have to see. Anyway, just ready day or night. Not much activity. We're just gonna have to see what happens because we need Sunday night my time or Monday morning to roll around before I can see what's gonna happen. So, all right. See you all tomorrow. Thanks. Junson Chan, JMC Coin, 404 Coin. I guess it's not technically too late to buy, but again, there's a lot of variables. But it's still pretty cheap right now. So you know you can just do the usual, right? Dollar cost average. I already bought all in on Friday, so. I've done my buying. The only time, the next time that I buy is if there's an actual 33% correction further down for whatever reason. So the only thing I can really think of that would create something like that legitimately is Donald Trump tests positive for coronavirus. That's the only thing I can really think of. Because he said he's working on a schedule to get himself tested, because he's been around a lot of people, including Jair Bolsonaro, the Brazilian president, who tested positive for coronavirus. And he did it pretty recently, as early as last week and last weekend. So Trump could very well have it. Now, if Trump is smart, I think what he's going to try to do is more or less... See, that's the thing. He's not really isolating himself. In public, you see him standing near other people. So I think he really is pretty much clean. But again, we'll just have to see. We got another 13 days left for this coronavirus crap. So, and of course, this is the thumbnail.